Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests
and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Look at us, Miss Lyric. We made it yet another week in this hellscape of capitalism, famine, war, hatred, and we still look good melanated. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you. I wish everybody else could see it.
Oh, y'all. Welcome to a new week here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Y'all joined us again. Thank you. I'm Marcus Smoot.
And I'm Miss Lyric Bravado. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, hey. And shout outs to our new listener, Bonnie Simpson. Not Donnie, but Bonnie Simpson over on YouTube. One of the platforms that we're on. You know, out of all of them, I'm probably the least engaged there. So, you know, shout outs to her and other folks that recently started showing us some love. It isn't in vain, and we appreciate it more than you know. Oh, also to Easy Street that followed me on Blue Sky. Brother shouts me out from time to time on his shows and stuff, so I'm going to show love back.
Absolutely.
Miss Lyric, tell me how your week was. What kind of mood does it put you in?
Overwhelmed a little bit.
Oh.
Because my week has been a little bit chaotic.
Tell me about it. Well, you know, the parts that you care to share with our audience.
Well, I am now in another group situation as far as singing and music.
Oh.
Yeah, I got roped into it, but it's fine. I'm doing a gospel group now.
Ooh.
So I had a rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
I used air quotes because I was supposed to just come and observe, and then somehow or another, a mic got in my hand. So I was like, all right. So I'm helping out with that. Still doing my other band stuff. Trying to figure that all out. My R&B band, Twisted Addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had rehearsal again on Thursday with my go-go band, a little up, and I got rehearsal again this evening at 5:00. So I'm just been running ragged all damn week.
You said at 5:00.
I have not been sleeping well. Yesterday I didn't go to bed until 3:00. The day before I didn't go to bed until 5 a.m.
My God.
So I gotta try to get my mind to shut down because lately I have not been sleeping well. But you can't tell though, because
I know, right? Melanin, it will work. Shout outs to that, and shout outs to you. That's huge. And you know what? As many times as I heard you sing, I don't think I've ever personally heard you sing in the realm of gospel, even though you've done it. And that's because my weird ass, you know, fag relationship with the church. So it's just like, you know, the church don't like the gays. And then we got to sit here and debate that back and forth. And now the churches are like, oh, no, we never said that. Like, no, I was there when you did. Stop this. But, you know, I don't think I've heard you in gospel. I might actually, you know, be able to, you know, if you invite me.
Yeah, of course you're invited. Everybody's invited and welcome.
All right.
If I got something to do with it.
I feel you. when I tell you the way that these algorithms work and how they take the things that you like to profit and turn them against you. Like if I didn't know you and I wanted to really hurt you, or if I wanted to control you, what's the best way of controlling you as an individual? To find out what you as an individual finds the most, I guess important. So I don't know. It's getting ugly out here with the things they can do with technology, and I don't know. Whew.
Hated it.
Oh, when I grow up, what you got?
I actually didn't have one this week because everybody been pissing me off. I don't want to grow up like nobody. And that's so mean and hateful to say, but it has been a rough week. But it has been. Let me say this. I would like to say that if I grow up, I want to be like all of the thousands of people who really committed to the blackout yesterday and did not purchase not a motherfucking thing. And I'm proud of y'all. I watched a TikTok video of this young lady. She is a Walmart worker.
Okay.
And she said, she works there. So, I can't tell her like, hey, don't take your day off and this, that, and the third. That's her livelihood. It is what it is. But she video recorded herself in there on a Friday morning. And she said, usually it is packed to the max. And that's usually the time where the elderly people like to do their shopping and get their stuff done so they won't be in the way of other people and people won't be in their way.
Right.
Not a soul was in there yesterday.
No, that's right.
Not a soul. Only the workers going up and down the aisles. And I mean, she canvassed the whole Walmart. And it was a pretty big Walmart. Not a soul went in there and spent no money. So when I grow up, I want to be like all of you all who decided to go ahead and take one for the community and really commit to not purchasing yesterday, February 28th.
But when you look at it, was it really an L? Because I saw a whole lot of videos much like yourself. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking, this one brother talked about how it was funny that it like this whole economic blackout. Yeah, he did it for a day and everything, but he said it forced him to kind of sit down and evaluate where he's spending and how he's spending. So he was like, I just know that we as a family spend too much. And I saw one from a sister too. So
but to me, that's a win. That's a win.
It is.
Everybody got to sit back and like not spend their money. And some people like that man that you just said really got to look at how they're spending their money and who they're spending their money with.
Yep.
And
now
really
I will
realize that it is very important on where your black dollar goes.
Yep. But I will say something. We do. But I will say something to you old shit draw ass niggas out here that was not participating or going actively to shop at places and posting videos about it, talking about me on the economic blackout day, and then you out and about and outside and stuff. Like, what is that for? Again, interjecting yourselves into things that don't concern you. If it doesn't bother you, then just go out and purchase. Why do you have to actively make people aware that you're being a dumbass? And then for the people that are talking about, it's just one day, it don't make sense. Take an economics class first.
It does.
That would be the first thing you need to do. Take an economics class.
Because guess what course I'm taking?
Economics.
This month, I mean. Yep.
Exactly. It's called Adulting 101, but a lot of people don't get there. They graduate from high school and then they go out here and make it in the world by, I'm not saying by not hard work, but there's a lot about the world that happens that keeps it moving that you're not aware of because you stopped where you were. And that's fine. We all have room for growth, but don't be an active dumbass. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
All right.
Hated it.
When I grow up, I want to be like the people that worked on this film I watched on YouTube last week. Now, the writer of the film is J.H. Smith, and the film is called Black and White. It's a short film. It was like 20 minutes long. It hit me right in the feels, Lyric. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it got me teary-eyed. It was like such a refreshing take on stories that we don't always get to see, like in mainstream cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was a movie about an albino woman, and she had this blonde wig. I mean, to see her from a distance, you would just think, okay, blonde-haired, white woman. But to get close, of course, you notice that she's albino. And long story short, without telling the movie, I mean, it's only 20 minutes, but it gives us, and I want y'all to really go look at it, but it really gives us like a insight into that perspective. I've never personally thought much about how albino people are viewed, from the white side and from the black side. They get it from both ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It might be worth a watch.
Check it out.
You definitely do. I'll send you the link. But for the rest of you, we're gonna move on. If It Were Lyric, up next.
Alrighty.
Make no mistake, what we witnessed Donald Trump and J.D. Vance do was an illustration of white privilege where they was able to contextualize the hierarchy of it. Because what you know is that a white man from America feel like he can say and do whatever he want, even when it's disrespectful, but you better not fix your face and even have a tone where he feel like you're disrespecting the space. Donald Trump told his man, I feel like I done gave you the space to be tough, and that was my issue, basically. You know what I'm saying? Followed by, you were disrespecting this place after y'all berate him about not wearing a suit and things like that. Let's not forget, the first time Donald Trump was impeached was because he was withholding funds for Ukraine to be able to defend themselves against Russia. So when he talk about to Zelensky, well, you was trying to get us into a World War III. Hey, man, the call coming from inside the house. That was you, partner. All the imperialist trash, but what I do know is on that imperial stage of the international relations, Donald Trump just showed his ass and got the whole international global community laughing at America like, look at this irrational baby child throwing a whole temper tantrum and then grandioso grandstanding. Ugh.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would. If It Were Lyric.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl Lyric, and I'm back with my segment with If It Were Lyric, where I give my advice about your situationships, friendships, relationships, and everything in between, honey, because y'all be having the drama. But anyway, if you guys want to send me your advice, questions, stories, all of that good jazz, send it to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. I'm no longer taking any DMs on any of my social media platforms. So again, lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now let's get into it.
All right. This one says, hey, Lyric. Thank you both for the podcast. It has become one of my work week podcasts to get me through it when you're out here in it. I'm reaching out because I'm in a tough spot and I could really use your advice. I'm a black woman in my late 30s and I've been living with my boyfriend for a while now. I work part-time. He typically handles finances. I thought we were in a good place, but everything got turned upside down when I came home early one day and found an eviction notice stuck to our apartment door. I was completely blindsided. My heart sank. I stood there staring at the notice, trying to wrap my head around how we got here. I have no clue we were behind on rent. I turned to him, expecting some kind of a reaction, but he acted like everything was fine. That's when the panic kicked in. I'm starting to feel like I can't trust him, and it's eating away at me because he hasn't told me yet anything. Here's the kicker. He doesn't even know that I fully know that it was an eviction notice. I'm torn between wanting to confront him and feeling like I need to make my own backup plan just in case things go south. Do I approach him and ask what's really going on, or do I keep my cards close to my chest and figure out my next steps quietly? It's been a week. It's been a week, and I'm feeling overwhelmed and uncertain, and I don't want to be left in the dark if he's not being truthful. How would you handle this? Should I confront him directly, or is it smarter to just have my plan B and mad money ready when he pretends everything is okay? Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. Love you both. Felicia, extra Isha. Wait, let me check the date on this because Extra Isha might be extra thick. Oh no, wait, this one is the new
You so
ones.
stupid.
No, this is the new one. My bad.
Oh my gosh. Now, was this her boyfriend or a roommate?
She said boyfriend.
Okay, bitch, do both. Confront that motherfucker and make a plan, boo. Make a plan. Make a plan.
She do that beforehand or
Absolutely. Make a
Okay.
plan first and then say, yeah, hey. What happened with the rent? What happened with the moolah, the mignon, the bread, the cheddar, the chips? Where's it at?
And then
Why it ain't get
he
paid?
just casually like took it and didn't say nothing to her about it. A week goes by, nobody said nothing.
That is not okay, and that is a red fucking flag that he is not good with money. He is financially irresponsible, and girl, run for the motherfucking hills.
Yikes.
Okay, that's what you do. Because I don't know what age he is, but
She said late 30s.
well, baby, he's too old to be making moves like that. I'm so sorry. Too old to be making moves like that. We're not in high school anymore where you can just like rely on mama and daddy and everything's gonna be okay. No, you're out in a grown real world with real bills that come every month, and you know that, and so you have to be a responsible adult and make sure that you have everything covered.
And if you don't, just have the communication. Like, what is up with people not communicating? I don't get it.
It's giving
Lord.
shady.
It's
giving he gave that money to somebody and expects to live for free because where is it at?
Big
and
boy.
He's not communicating it with you for a reason. Either one, he's embarrassed about it, but it don't seem like that because he's so chill. Or two, he giving it to some other broad.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, he got a gambling problem. Or, and this is the worst, he might have a drug problem.
Oh. But again, if I don't know, I just that
these
one.
days people are really able to hide.
They really are
really well, and you won't know until the ship has sunk. So, baby girl, do what you need to do. Plan for yourself because you have a good head on your shoulders, and you do not want to be linked to a person that will take you through, and you end up losing everything you have and going through the motions of ending up as irresponsible as him just by sticking with him. No.
Yep.
Have that conversation, but you make your plan, boo. That's what I would do. Definitely always have a backup plan. Always.
That sounded big sisters. Oh, look at you.
No.
We
all right. Next, this one is pretty serious, y'all. And again, I'm gonna make this is a trigger warning for DV, domestic violence. Y'all, please. I appreciate these stories, but y'all have got to do y'all due diligence and inform the authorities, okay? Inform the authorities if you feel like your life is in danger.
Yes.
Writing to me is not going to save you. Okay,
I don't always answer.
Listen,
you see how bad I am. Like, old girl might be out on the street at this point, fucking around with me. So, yeah, get yourself in a safe place.
All right. So she wants to be anonymous because this is like I said, trigger warning.
Wait, before you start, your earrings, are those tequila bottles?
They are perfume bottles. Chanel
perfume. Oh, work. Okay, look at you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right. So, Anonymous says, I am 26-year-old, and I don't know why she wants to say her race. She's Korean. Okay. She's been with her fiance, who is also Korean, for 3 years. They've had their share of ups and downs, but nothing prepared her for what happened last night. Now she's questioning everything, and she wants an unbiased perspective.
Okay.
Her fiance is usually calm and not the type to explode or have sudden outbursts. However, he does have a temper. And when pushed too far, he does have a temper when pushed too far. He grew up in a very strict household where displays of anger weren't common. But despite this, he's never been violent toward me. We moved in last year together. While we've had our share of fights, we've always worked them through. However, last night we were arguing about something that started relatively small. I was upset because I found some messages on his phone that, while not outright cheating, they were inappropriate. So I confronted him. He has been texting a female coworker, and while he insisted it was friendly, some of the messages felt too flirty for my comfort, and included him complimenting her dress, saying it really suited her figure, that she always had a great sense of style. And some of the messages commented how nice she looked on certain days and that he could get in trouble if he keeps this up. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, and I know it's not outright cheating, but it felt like a boundary cross, so I confronted him, and he immediately became defensive. The argument escalated quickly, and he accused me of being controlling and insecure, while I accused him of being dismissive and emotionally unfaithful. Word. Because, baby, okay, let me get through this. For a moment, I grabbed my phone. I got up and grabbed his phone. I'm sorry. I wanted to see more of the conversations from before. He lost it. He snatched his phone back, and in a split second, he turned to the corner of the room where his baseball bat was, leaning against the wall, and grabbed it and raised it at me. For a moment, I lost the ability to breathe.
Wow.
I stepped back away from him and said, "Are you serious right now?" And he didn't say anything. He just dropped the bat on the couch and turned away and basically said a cuss word in Korean that said "fucking bitch." I grabbed my purse and left and went to my best friend's house and told her everything. And she was horrified and told me that I should call off the engagement. He called me the next day because I ended up staying over there apologizing. And he said he would never do that again and basically begged me to come home so we could talk it out. But I haven't responded yet because I'm not sure what I want to do. I love him, but I cannot ignore what happened last night.
Wow.
My friend said I would be stupid to go back, and I wonder if it was a one-time mistake because of his outburst. I've never seen him do this, anything serious like this, but I'm not sure how to move forward. What would you do?
Ooh.
Baby, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Ain't gonna be no 3 times, baby. 3 strikes you out. Because what you grabbing a bat for? A bat? He raised the whole bat at you. Girl, no. No. Don't you marry that man. Don't you marry that man, because first of all, if you felt that it was inappropriate and you came to him as his woman and as his man, he dismissed you. He don't care about your feelings. He doesn't value what you have to say. Yes, he is emotionally, whatever you said. I can't remember what you said. Let me scroll back up. You said he was emotionally unfaithful. Yes, very much so. Very much so. All of these red flags, that's not the sign of a loving relationship. Yes, couples do not see eye to eye all the time. Yes, you're going to argue with each other, but it's how you argue, first of all, and it's what you do after. Anytime somebody raises an object at you, like they're going to hit you with it, or if they use their body to threaten you or seem like they're going to kick you or punch you, that is a toxic relationship. They have crossed a boundary. Now you are in the realm of domestic violence, period. I don't care if it's never happened before. Once is enough.
That is a definite deal breaker for me. The moment that I do not feel safe in any kind of a situation, and I mean like friendship, relationship, even if my friends, I've ended friendships with people that I've had for years because they put me in a situation that my safety was threatened.
Exactly.
So no. And
baby.
I had no idea that Korean people. Well, I mean, I guess everybody deals with domestic violence, but see how this is not on the forefront of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we need diversity. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm serious because I would have never thought of that. That is
honestly,
awful.
everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it.
Yeah.
But honestly, Anonymous, I really wish that you listened to your friend, because your friend gave you great advice. And I'm going to give you the same advice. Run for the hills, boo. He showed interest in somebody else at work. You let him know how you feel, and he dismissed you. He told you everything you need to know. There's nothing else more to be said. For him to be that adamant because you took his phone, and yes, y'all gotta stop doing that stuff too, but you took his phone, for him to raise a bat at you, that's extreme, hun. That's very extreme. Do what you need to do to move forward. And you do not need to be in a relationship where he could down the line kill you. I'm just gonna be blunt. I gotta give y'all tough love now because y'all not getting it. He could kill you if you stay. And honestly, the statistics for the women that stay are very high, very, very high, that end up dying from this. Don't let that be you. Take yourself out the situation and move forward into a positive future for yourself. And that is all the advice that I have this week. You guys continue to send me your stories to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. And until next time, bye.
All right, so let's try not to be too political because I went over to the white side of the internet to figure out what they was talking about this week. Let's see. Up next.
You ever hear about a Black woman who refused to pay taxes because she knew the U.S. government was using her money to fund oppression? No? Well, meet Rose Robinson, a civil rights warrior who said, "I'm not financing my own oppression," and took the system head on. Robinson wasn't just marching and holding signs. She was out here putting her body on the line. In 1952, she led a protest at a whites-only skating rink in Cleveland. And how did white folks respond? They beat her. She got dragged, stomped, and attacked, just for demanding basic human rights. But instead of backing down, she doubled down. See, Robinson wasn't just mad at Jim Crow laws. She saw the whole system as corrupt. So she made a bold move. She refused to pay federal taxes. Why? Because that money was funding racism, war, and oppression. And let me tell you, the government did not like that. In 1970, they threw her in jail for tax evasion, thinking they could break her. But what did Robinson do? She went on a hunger strike. For weeks, she refused to eat. She didn't beg for freedom. She didn't apologize. She made them see her resistance. And even though they locked her up, they couldn't break her spirit. Robinson's defiance laid the groundwork for future protests against war, police brutality, and government hypocrisy. Why don't we hear about her? Because they don't want you to know that Black women have been standing up to the U.S. government and winning. She didn't just resist. She refused to participate in her own oppression. And that is revolutionary. Say her name, Rose Robinson.
Let's get into this timeline. All right, so scrolling over on the white side of the internet, like I said, I looked pretty much at TMZ. They are not anywhere like really focused on niggas. What you got? Because I want to start. You know what? Let's get this out the way. Everybody's talking about Trump and Zelensky. That meeting with JD Vance. Did you hear about it?
I heard about it, but you know, I gotta limit myself.
I got you. Well, here's the breakdown. So yesterday, February 28th, a contentious argument erupted in the Oval Office involving President Trump, Ukrainian President Zelensky, and Senator Vance. I'm sorry, Vice President Vance, rather. I mean, but anyways, the dispute centered around the future of American aid to Ukraine, with Trump and Vance expressing strong criticism of Zelensky. Now, the exchange quickly escalated into a shouting match, with many observers condemning the behavior of Trump and Vance. Now, apparently during this exchange, what I saw personally from watching, They insulted the man. Now, keep in mind, the Ukrainian president is over here, like, fighting for his people. This man is like real war. Like, he roll up your sleeves war. And fighting for his people. And these niggas talking about, how come you ain't got no suit on? You think it's fair to come into the Oval? Do you think it's respectful to come into the Oval Office? Then ask the man if he had a suit. Then went on to ask, like, my mouth was just kind of like, what the fuck? So, like I said, this exchange escalated on social media, of course. People have been condemning the behavior of Trump and Vance, labeling them as cowardly and suggesting that they were acting as puppets of Putin. This incident has sparked considerable chatter online, with discussions revolving around the implications for U.S. foreign policy, the fate of Ukraine in its struggle against aggression, and the moral responsibilities of the leaders in times of crisis. So, I mean, in light of this, it's essential for us people, as a people, to actually reflect on what we expect from our leaders, both politically and morally. Like, politically, leaders should prioritize diplomacy and cooperation over confrontation. Particularly when it comes to, like, support of our allies. These are people that we care about. I don't know. I mean, I looked at this. There were a couple of quotes out of the conversation that kind of rattled me a little bit. I'm gonna quote him directly, and I've been posted it on Blue Sky as I was listening to it. Trump says, and I quote, "Oh shit, I be skeeting a lot on." Okay, I do, because I'm sitting here. I had to scroll a couple times. I've been skeeting. It says you're gambling with World War III. That was like one of the many things that was like bone chilling. Like, why are we having arguments with our allies over a tire? And that is what this administration represents. A whole bunch of like, I feel like I'm in the middle of a reality show that I did not audition for.
Right.
This is awful, and I do not have control over it. What you got? Everybody dying too. Golly.
Ciao.
Did you hear? Oh my God.
I was just about to talk about that.
Go ahead.
Well, everybody is dying indeed. And unfortunately, let's see. What's that white man's name? Gene Hackman?
I guess. I mean, I have access to the name, but I can't tell you nothing he was in.
Okay. The actor, he was found dead with his wife in his home.
Heard about that.
Died in 93.
Huh?
He was 93.
Oh, I thought you said he died in 93. I was like, what?
No.
Okay.
I'm with you. They say their deaths were suspicious. I'm thinking something weird happened. Christopher Wallace's mother, Valletta Wallace, has also passed.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yep, wow. She passed. Let's see. The cussing pastor, do you care about him?
Do not.
Well, he done passed as well. And the one that got me today, Angie Stone.
Oh, yeah. I heard about her.
She passed from a car crash.
Oh.
I'm sick about it, honestly. And it's the way she died too. Right. I don't know where she was coming from, but I know she was in her Sprinter.
Alabama.
And she got into a car crash with the 18-wheeler. So that's very gruesome and horrific. So I don't know the details about what happened. I saw pictures of the Sprinter on Instagram and heartbroken. She was 63 years old.
Yeah, that one really I figured that rattled a few people. I texted it to you, but my sister and my mother already texted it to me.
Oh, she was on her way to perform at Mobile Mardi Gras.
That is so...
Mobile, Alabama.
Wow.
Yep.
That hurts my heart. Who else? Michelle Trachtenberg died.
Who?
Harriet the Spy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she played Dawn on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my God! Stop.
He died at 39.
Damn.
I'm telling you, ain't
What's
nobody
going on? Like, for real.
Well, I mean, shit. If this is my last broadcast, say nice things about me, y'all. Shit.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know. Well,
That's
speaking of, well, nah.
Oh, and Tyga's mother died as well.
Tyga, like L.A. Tyga.
Yes, the rapper.
Wow.
His mom passed away. She was 53.
Wow.
So, yep, that's oh, good grief.
Sheesh. All right. Well, I was thinking of really awful segues, but I'm gonna just say it. So it looks like your boy Elon Musk, he welcomed his 14th child with Siobhan Zillis, a top executive at one of his companies, which ethically, really, 14 kids. 14 kids. And here's the kicker. Both her and Musk reportedly had the baby in like a pretty low-key manner. And this information just dropped after the birth certificate was filed in Texas. Whole situation has been, of course, raising people's eyebrows, especially when you think about, I don't know, just the implications of having so many kids and what that means in terms of responsibilities, what that means about parenting. From party that wants to end childbirthing options for other people, and then you are having these kids, and you cannot be
and using one as a shield when you in public.
You cannot be an active parent in 14 children's lives. Ask Nick Cannon.
First of all, let me shut up. I ain't gonna say that.
That was in my opinion, but from the guy that can't seem to put his own children in daycare and not have them in world leaders' offices wiping boogers all over their desk, like, and people online. What?
Do you know how many people want to
yes,
sing that man? Now all of a sudden you bringing your kid everywhere. That don't seem strange to you? Oh,
there's a perspective.
And now you got a new baby because why? I can make another one? Oh, okay. Yeah, don't get me started.
And of course, folks online but they weighing in on everything from the ethics of having a large family, especially when you're a billionaire, to like I said, raising kids in such a high profile environment, like you said.
We ain't gonna
then you have others. Hold on, but then you have others that are praising him for expanding his family, and others are like, what? He's just adding to. I mean, is he just adding to his legacy, or is he missing the mark? Like, what you think is really going on?
Let's put him on a lie detector test to see if he passed. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, child.
Yeah, I told you about Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Wendy Williams and her ex-producer?
All
right, so that white woman. All right, I'll say this about Wendy. This serves as a reminder to watch the people that you keep around you, especially when you are in a place of healing.
Come on now.
It could be the difference of you actually making a recovery and just building more walls around your own emotions in an effort to prove a point to other people. Keep that in mind, y'all. Also, there's something to be said for people that have their own interests and motives for being around you. And all I'm going to say is that the producer said that she's all for Wendy. And what was it? I'm on the free Wendy, #free Wendy bandwagon. I'm not gonna get into the story because I'm
Why
not
are you
gonna
just now on the bandwagon? You should have never got off. Okay? You should have been in there from day one, helping her fight while all them people was taking advantage of her. Please don't get me started on this good day. Let's talk about have you heard about Karen, what's her name, Huger? They call her the Grand Madame of the Housewives.
You know I have not. I do not watch the Housewives.
I don't either, but everybody else seems to do. You've seen her face.
Oh, I've seen her face, yeah.
She going to jail, y'all. She going to motherfucking jail. 61-year-old Karen Huger sentenced to 2 years in prison following her 4th DUI. Stop drinking and driving, people. It's not safe. Get an Uber, get you a Lyft, get you a friend that can trust that'll take you home. Because guess what? You're going to jail.
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 Oh, jail.
You're going to jail, bitch.
Sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended after being found guilty of 5 out of the 6 charges. Girl, you too rich for that shit. I can't say no. That's what pisses me off. After wrecking your Maserati in a high-speed chase, girl,
a Maserati,
you don't
really?
Have a hired driver.
A Maserati, really?
Why you don't have a driver? You got too much money to make stupid decisions. Okay,
that's Justin Timberlake.
Too much money. Come on, God need to bless me now, because I ain't gonna make these same mistakes. I swear. Do we care about Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre? It's Mufasa.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Congrats on that.
I think they're gonna make some cute babies.
Do you?
I'm just putting babies on people.
You are.
I'm gonna see one from them.
I don't know. Trump may make it. Shit, I might be having babies out here somehow. Fuck.
Well, I ain't got to worry about me.
Who else you got? Because other than Wendy,
one more.
I don't really see anything on the non-melanated side.
I have one more.
All right, go.
Media personality Tasha K.
Oh hell.
Has to pay.
Well, I mean,
that is nearly 1.2 million over the next 5 years to her $4 million bankruptcy.
Didn't she hide in like Bali or something?
She said, "Baby, you're gonna have to come find me, get it out in blood, because I'm not giving you nothing." And the judge said,
"Say no more.
You have to pay today, baby, because we ain't having that shit."
Wow.
Cardi B will receive monthly installments over the next 5 years, putting her in a priority position similar to that of the IRS. Other creditors are set to receive only annual payments. In the first year, she is due to pay $176,532. That is $14,666 monthly. By this year, she is due to pay the artist $318,653 over 12 months. The total tab for the full 5 years tops $1.178 million.
Wait, so help me. Hold on, help me here. Does she make that much?
Child, I don't know.
I didn't know Tasha.
Better open up. She better get her OnlyFans and work it out, because baby,
if you are making that much, if you're making that kind of money to where you can receive a judgment like this and still sustain, then you should have had. I would think that you would have had legal representation that would have kept you from
having to pay. Having to pay in the first place.
Yeah. Now you got to pawn them wigs. Oh my god.
This plan does not require Cardi to refrain from speaking about her, though. So anytime she get a payment, she can say something smart on her Instagram, and guess what? Instagram gonna pay her for talking about you, for paying her. That's crazy, man. I don't care what nobody say. Cardi is a smart little bitch.
That is genius.
I love her. You hear me?
So do I.
She is smart.
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about these women that are rising up? These women that are like legally smart.
I love it. I love it. Everybody be talking about her. You know what I'm saying? Acting like she's just this dumb ratchet joint from the Bronx, like she didn't know anything. That girl, she came literally from nothing. She got herself on Loving Hip Hop, got herself together, got her that coin, fixed herself, started rapping, started making money, and look at her now. Look at her now.
Okay.
Congrats to you, Cardi, baby. I love you.
Yeah.
That money, boo. Don't let them play with you like that. But that's all I cared about this week.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's okay. Let's talk about real quick. Dr. Joyanne Reid of the Readout on MSNBC. Not extensively.
I heard about that.
Let's just talk from a broad perspective. So, what I'm seeing, because I love news, that is my thing. I be sitting around, and news is where that's the first thing I look at in the morning. I've always been that way. I guess I'm just, again, self-reflecting, so I'm realizing that about myself. That being said, Joyanne, I just recently, like over the past few months, started watching her. And that was pretty much because she's one of my mom's favorites. So, when my mom and I are talking politics and stuff, she's one of the people that, she brought up. So I gave her a listen, I gave her a watch, and I looked further into all that she does, not only just as an on-air, personality or anchor, but just because, like, what she does in the community. And these are people that have, and I'm not, it's her, it's the Rachel Maddow. I did watch, because one of my exes used to watch her. It's these journalists that expose things and say things for what they are in a world that we're not saying things for what they are. And I'm noticing that, it's very obvious that Fox, of course, they're going to tell things one way. But I'm also noticing that same behavior being echoed by other networks like MSNBC, where Joy, Dr. Joy gets put out, so to speak, or her show gets canceled. I heard that other anchors are getting heat. You got Don Lemon. You got, it's getting interesting. I don't know what else to say. Like, that is just, it's striking me in a way that I can't necessarily articulate, but
yeah. So. What you call it? Received some flack for talking shit about her too.
You talking about Rachel?
Yeah, it's a comedian. He played in I can't think of his name right now. If I think about it, or if I find it again,
it's not
Michael Rappaport.
Okay,
I think that's his name. He's kind of funny looking. No shade.
No, all shade. No, all shade.
I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, yep, that's him. Yeah, he was catching flack for talking shit, talking about if y'all was so worried about watching her show, all y'all who are so sad about it should have watched it more and upped their ratings. And people was going ham, egg, and cheese sandwich on his ass.
But do you notice now? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but there are, especially on TikTok. And this goes back to the algorithm and everything. Y'all that are out here looking at these videos, some of these videos are recycled from like months ago. So you have videos now circulating from Dr. Joy talking about, tune in, guys, I'm back, and this, that, and the third. And it'll be like one of her promo videos from a while back. And it'll tell them to tune in at that specific time. And it's being pushed like, hey, look, she's back. So that people will quickly go to the network, or people that don't know will go to the network and give them ratings. So yeah, that kind of thing is happening. Got anything else?
Just one more.
Sure.
Just one more. Let's end on a happier note.
Yeah. We'll do our best.
Congratulations goes out to Snoop Dogg's daughter.
I thought you were about to say Snoop Dogg. I was like, turn this off.
No, Snoop Dogg's daughter, Princess Brodus. That's her name on Instagram. Her name is Corey. She had her baby.
Did she? What did she
did.
have?
She welcomed her daughter.
Okay.
Nobody knows the name yet.
Got it.
But her baby came early at 25 weeks. The baby is in the NICU, but she is doing well so far. So just keep her and her baby in prayer.
Aw. I like to hear about
babies.
I thought you said Snoop Dogg, and I was like, ended on a happy note. What? Oh no. All right. Speaking of which, uncensored behavior. Up next. We'll be right back.
Did y'all hear how Trump was arguing with President Zelensky? Did y'all hear how the man y'all said was going to bring peace was threatening him with World War III? You do realize it'll be your children that will be fighting in that war. And for those of you who didn't vote, I ain't even talking to America. For those of you who didn't vote, who say, that stuff don't never have anything to do with me. Well, guess what, baby? Wartime comes, it will have something to do with you. Because it'll either be you or your children. Because in this case, if there were a World War III, we would be fighting against our allies. Ain't nobody going to sign up to fight against our allies because Trump want to get flipped at the mouth with one of our world leaders. So in that case, you'll have a draft like in Vietnam and your baby's going to go fight. So good luck to you because I ain't got not one dog in this fight. I ain't got no kids. And I'm too old to fight. Y'all better learn to vote. And you better learn to read.
I have a question. Why the fuck does the politicians worry about the unnecessary shit like Zelensky going to the Oval Office in what he deems appropriate for him while his country is at war? Why the fuck do people care about the fact that he don't have on a suit? And why the fuck is the politicians so flip-flopping so much that they can't remember that everything that they do is on the World Wide Web? You know what? I'm just going to serve out my next 4-year sentence under this administration with dignity and decorum and grace, and not giving 2 fucks, 2 shits, 2 burritos about what they're doing. I'm just going to keep serving out my sentence in dignity. Whatever comes to everybody in the United States is just, we're going to serve out our sentence with dignity and decorum. That is it. That is all.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but what you got? Why is your mouth?
I'm so sorry. I did not know you.
No, I was just about to start. Go ahead. What you got?
Did you know former band member Sarah Rivers files a $60 million lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that she was subjected to mistreatment and sexual harassment? The girl from the band? Are you fucking serious? Not something happens when you love me.
Why are you making that face?
Not you. $60 million. What was a girl? I'm so sorry. That just caught me way off guard.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna hold. Listen.
Why you ain't been said? First, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to say it. I'm just gonna have to say it. I do not believe everybody that comes forward. I feel like some of y'all is money grabbish. Money grabbish. Because the only person that I believe, and it's wild, is Aubrey from that other band he had. The what was their damn name? I like that.
Shit, I do not know. I don't remember. I don't remember none of that.
It had the 3 white girls in it and the 2 black girls in it. You remember that? They had them making a band for their band too.
Oh wait, you said the 3 white girls and the 2 black girls.
Yeah.
I kind of remember they didn't come up with anything.
They had a whole making the band. Yeah, they was stopping.
Was it?
Stopping. Show stopping.
Oh. Oh no, I was probably drinking very heavily then, and
Okay, but
why
that's
wouldn't I?
the girl I believe. Because that's why shit went left then. Because she spoke out about that bullshit then. Girl, your season was way before their season. Why the fuck you just coming out saying some wild shit? Because the husband that you married then convinced you to say something to get some 60 minutes. Girl, you ain't getting none of that money. I'm just be honest.
You know what? That is perfectly into my segment because I want to talk about as it comes to money. Let's talk about these paywalls for petitions. Okay. So there's a lot that this president is doing that's pissing people off left, right, up, down, north, south, east, and west. And with that, there comes a lot of motions for things. Petitions. There are more than enough in my email. All over the place. In my email, on my text message, this, that, and a third. Sign the petition, this, that, and a third. Okay, so if something is close to my heart, and if it's a cause that I care about so much that I'm going to click to sign a petition, do not then put up a paywall for my petition to only be my signature to only be added to your petition if there is some kind of a financial contribution that I have to it.
Not y'all begging for signatures and bread.
Hold on. I don't have a problem with not signatures and bread. Stop it. You sound like the Republicans.
Okay, but I just think that should be separate. Like, y'all should have a separate thing.
Like, they really should. And I'm okay with the links afterwards. Like, hey, sign the petition. And then it sends you to a third page or something. Hey, if you can contribute, do this. But to have it actually grayed out. And I won't say the cause because it is a good cause. So I won't say who they are. I'm just going to say, y'all need to do better. But the shit is grayed out. Unless you click, yes, I can contribute. And the options are, yes, I can contribute this. Yes, I can contribute that. And the amounts keep going up. But there isn't an option for no. There isn't an option. So then when you scroll down to sign the petition,
forced to
you
pick
can't
one.
do it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
Or your signature does not get added. And I have such a problem with that because we are fighting for people's rights. People are losing their jobs left and right. They don't got $5 to give to this petition, but they do care.
Let me tell you
this
a
morning,
quick story after
you
finish.
No.
Okay. This is why I don't like stuff like this. And I learned this from my father. And I'm going to tell you this little quick story time.
Okay.
About the time when we went to church, right? And I think it was a special service. They didn't had somebody come out and preach for this particular service. And towards the end of the sermon, the man gets up and he makes this statement talking about some God told him that everybody in there would give at least $100. That's the least amount, $100. We're not leaving until everybody does that.
Wait, what? Did he lock the doors? Or
he had two deacons stand in front of the door.
Oh, all of them would have gotten beaten up.
My father said, let's go. We got up. We all got up. We followed him. And my dad's, I don't know. I don't think you've met my dad. He's kind of big and swole. He looked like an ex-football player, like for real. No bullshit. My dad got up. I'll never forget it. We went towards the door and the deacon was like, man, we can't open the doors because Slim said that, well, he didn't say Slim, but I'm paraphrasing.
Of course.
Slim said, that everybody got to give. Did you give your donation yet? My dad
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
If you don't move your black behind out of my way, I'm gonna donate my hands and feet on you.
Did he cuss in the church lyric?
No, he ain't cuss.
You sure? He say, "I'll kick your ass."
No. He probably did say damn. He probably did say damn in hell. That's he ain't the real
word.
But that man, he scared that man so bad that the pastor stopped what he was doing, and then everybody, you just seen everybody getting up out of their seats and hauling ass out that door.
Wow.
I said that to say, stop trying to bully people into fucking paying money into shit.
That is Caucasian unseasoned behavior. That is what they do.
Hate it. I hate it. Don't bully me into donating anything. I don't like that. You'll get more from me if you ask, more so than you tell me this is what I need to do. I don't need to do nothing but stay black and rap. People be tripping. See, that's why I don't be opening them emails, because I ain't got time for it. I've been sent my own goddamn email back. Like, look here, bitch.
Listen, I have sent so many emails. I've sent emails to congressmen. I've sent emails to governors. I have been active out here in these streets, and I joined the NAACP.
Right on.
So, yeah, I wanted to see what I can do locally, as far as in the community to get me out the house some too. I'm doing all of this, activism and protest marches and stuff. But what am I doing actively in my community to contribute to some of the things that I'm able to help? So that is what I'm doing, because I'm not unseasoned like that old shitty ass behavior of others. Bitches. And in the church too, you gonna hold people hostage?
Yeah. Not today, you won't.
Second half of the show up next.
They came in here in the girls' restroom because I'm a girl and they didn't think I was a girl.
That was a clip of a black masculine lesbian being accosted by police officers in a public bathroom. It's the second video I've seen in the last week of a masculine lesbian filming somebody saying something to them in the bathroom. Y'all know where I'm going with this, don't you? How the fuck are y'all going to mandate that people only use the bathroom that goes with their genitalia in a society that can't even handle studs? And no, it's not just the ones that are androgynous or slender built. I've seen studs with D cups get questioned. So if you're somebody who believes that people should only use the toilet that corresponds with their genitalia, how are we accounting for accuracy? Because as evidenced by the existence of masculine lesbians, you cannot tell somebody's gender from their clothing or demeanor. You also can't tell solely from things like bone structure, body shape, or height. Shit, I'm a cis woman that's 5'10" with high cheekbones and broad shoulders. My bathroom investigation might be on the way. Especially when you consider the fact that black women have always had our features weaponized against us to deny us of womanhood. To this day, there are conspiracy theories among conservative media about how Michelle Obama is a man that didn't actually birth her children. These are the motherfuckers you trust to tell you who belongs in a bathroom. What happens when some transphobe decides that you don't look your gender? Your face is too chiseled. Your chest is too flat. Your voice isn't as deep as other cis men's. Y'all claim that trans people, being 1% of the population, are trying to change everything to accommodate them. Yet y'all are willing to make society even more dangerous for cis people if it means that you get to fuck over this 1%.
Why do you have roaches?
The Why File.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
All right, limited time constraints. So we are just going to pivot right into the why file. So explaining the unexplained, we're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your skeets at WRTR Radio over on Blue Sky. And this is the why files. Remember, the truth is out there. What you got?
My why comes from me.
Okay.
Why don't I have the luck of some people? Why Citigroup accidentally credited $81 trillion to clients' account instead of $280? Why couldn't be me?
Why?
Why?
Was this like a total of that, or it was just like this much on one account?
Several clients.
Wow.
Yeah, 81 trillion. Trillion, bitch.
They make Monopoly cards out of shit like this.
I'm
like,
transferring everything. I'm changing my name. I'm changing my identity. You'll never find me, bitch, ever again. I'm going to another country to live out the rest of my days.
In your favor. Yes. So why?
Rhode Island, bitch.
All right.
Why? Because the truth is out there.
Dante from Temple Hills wants to know, why can't I pull up your old shows before you started doing the new one now? I think I said this earlier, but not only is my old hard drive fried, but a lot of our old shows had music in, like we were kind of like a music showcasing show. Mm-hmm. So now that there are much stricter laws on the kind of content that you can have, we had to change up the music, and a lot of our background noises and stuff from our old shows had music in it. And every time that I've tried to post them, of course, they've been flagged for violating somebody's terms of service. Yes, we will get Tasha paid. Because there it is. Why? Because the truth is out there and we ain't trying to be sued, nigga. That's it. Y'all notice the background noises have even changed? This is original shit made by Mooka Dem Beats. Shout out to him over in West Virginia.
Yes.
So, yeah. That's why. Because we ain't trying to be sued. And that wraps it up for this week's Wi-Files. You know the socials. Up next, news to make you nauseous. Remember, the truth is out there. If you read, bitch. I'm playing.
A system built to divide and impoverish and destroy us cannot stand if we do. What we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. There has been no war that we have not fought and died on the front lines of. There has been no job we haven't done. There's no tax they haven't levied against us, and we've paid all of them. But freedom is somehow always conditional here. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down.
That we have provided. Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean, because Putin's agenda is not just about Ukraine. Understand why the European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful that you are no longer president, and that we understand the importance of the greatest military alliance the world has ever known, which is NATO, and what we have done to preserve the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight for their independence. Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
And now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
I'll go first. Say what, Washington, D.C.
Say what?
Kash Patel, the FBI director in the Trump administration, has recently made headlines for his unconventional approach to training with the UFC. Yes. He's been getting involved with mixed martial arts and law enforcement training, which, seems a little odd. It just seems very MAGA. It seems very Republican. It seems the FBI director has decided, I want to be a UFC fighter.
Okay.
So what's causing folks to feel a bit of a way about this and nauseous about it is because he's already a controversial figure, especially with his history. He's pushed conspiracy theories, a close association with the president. Now he's linking up with the UFC. A sport actually known for intense physical and combative violence. Well, I mean, it's a sport, but then you're trying to like tie it then to law enforcement training. I don't know any law enforcement programs that then have a UFC part that you got to learn. Like there may be like techniques. There may be like even, hey, you know what? You throw punches the same way this UFC fighter does. That happens all the time. The actual FBI director going, UFC, that's for me with my law enforcement. That's how I want to uphold the law, bitch. You make me nauseous.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, it's not Florida.
Oh, for
but
once.
It's on the way. Say what, North Carolina?
Say what?
I mean, potato.
A white woman.
I love the white.
Down in North Carolina was hit with attempted murder charges after allegedly locking her boyfriend in a storage unit where he was stuck for several days until he found his phone.
Until he found his phone? You were there for days and he found your phone?
According to
in a storage unit? How big was this unit? What the?
According to ABC News, the lady, Robin, 52, was booked into jail early Thursday.
Okay.
The boyfriend, ex now, 51, got locked in the unit last Thursday. The woman convinced him to crawl to the back of the unit to get her something. When she suddenly slammed it shut and then told him, "This is what you get," according to the police. Inside the unit, he had no food, water, or power, and there were 2 locks on the unit.
What did he do? What did he do? She caught him with that bitch, didn't she? She caught him. She caught him with that bitch. That's what happened.
The man called 911 on Monday and told him that his girlfriend locked him in her storage unit. "I've been locked in the storage unit for about a week now, and I've just now found my phone," he said on the 911 call. "My girlfriend locked me in here. She doubled up my lock, and I don't know how she put me in it, but she put me in here." The officers gave the unit number and told them his phone was about to die. They asked him if he needed emergency services, and he told them no, but he just needed to get the hell out of there. "I can't breathe. I haven't had nothing to drink or anything."
Wow.
They finally arrived at the facility around 1:15 p.m. on Monday.
Wow.
Why did it take you 4 days to find your phone?
4 days.
Boy, was you comfy or no? Because what?
She slammed the door
She
shut.
said that's what you get.
And that is where you were? Like for 4 days and nobody walked past the storage unit. You didn't
hear no banging, no yelling, no nothing.
Hey,
you just got left for dead.
Like make a whole bunch of noise. I feel like there would be cameras.
I can't. People are crazy. I can't even imagine no shit like that.
I don't want to. If you want these and more nauseating news stories, give us a follow over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. I'm Skeeting over at MARCUSSMOOT. That's Marcus Smoot.
And I'm not skeeting because I'm not comfortable saying that word. So
work.
You can still catch me.
You can do the lady skeeting.
Make it TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, all that good stuff at Lorick Bravado.
I like a L skeet. A skeet. A skeet. L with the apostrophe.
No, thank you.
Up next on Real Talk, we talking classroom fuckery. Be right back.
We may may be heading towards the next world war because we have a president that wants to pal around with Putin and wants to do everything to make him feel good, including lying about who invaded who. Mr. Chair, I got a minute left, but I really want to yield to any of my colleagues and ask them if they will say today, very basically, that when it came down to the war in Ukraine, that it was not Ukraine that invaded Russia, it was the other way around. Is there anybody in here that has enough courage to say that Russia invaded Ukraine?
When I was in college, I got called an affirmative action admission by a kid that was let in because his daddy had donated a whole bunch of money to have a bench sitting outside of one of the offices. You see what I'm saying? He was a legacy admission trying to trivialize my qualifications for getting in the damn university. And I had a higher GPA than him from a state that was ranked higher in education than his was. You see what I'm saying? The way I'm talking about this right now shows how that whenever black people come into certain spaces and places, certain people are going to always be able to call into question why we are there and how we are there, because they feel like we're there, but they got a hand. We got a handout. Whole time, they the handout.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk on WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
Shout outs to both my sister and a listener I'm unfamiliar with named Paul, but they have both been hitting me up asking us to talk about this. So I'm not on Facebook anymore. I miss a lot of fuckery, thankfully. But this was actually interesting. So they sent me a link to an article posted on Yahoo and Fox 5 DC. A substitute teacher in PG County, Maryland, is under investigation following a disturbing incident caught on camera at Samuel P. Massey Academy. The incident involved a 13-year-old female student named Cassidy who alleges that the substitute teacher grabbed her phone during class. Now, when she attempted to retrieve her phone, the teacher reportedly forcefully pinned her down to a desk, choking and slamming her in the process. Cassidy was subsequently taken to an urgent care facility for evaluation, including tests for a possible concussion. Her mother exposed deep distress over the situation, describing the teacher's actions as child abuse and calling for criminal charges against him. The school principal condemned the teacher's behavior as unacceptable and confirmed that he has been removed from the classroom while the investigation is underway. The PG County Police Department, they are currently looking into the matter. Now, online, comments regarding the incident have varied, with many expressing outrage at the teacher's actions and calling for accountability. But there are a subset of others that have shown support for the teacher. Now, while discussion is obviously, it's obviously sparked broader concerns about student safety and the treatment of minors in the educational settings, I kind of want to get into these comments because, wow.
I did see some of them, and I had to stop reading some of them because they were real live pissing me off.
So somebody named Sharon Berry posted on her phone watching a video. Where's her phone supposed to be? He should have never laid hands on her, but these kids stay out of pocket because stay out of pocket these days because parents want to be friends with their kids and back them in their wrong. I know we got limited time, so listen up. Nobody should be putting hands on anybody. Let's start there. Secondly, I get that some of these kids can irk your nerves. Personally, I'm not a teacher. So I know not to put myself in I'm not saying that I would abuse children. I'm joking on that. But what I'm saying is that some of those kids can take you there. So if you are that person that feels like you can be taken there by a child where you are the big grown adult, never should you ever put your hands on somebody else's child. Furthermore, never should you ever lose control of a situation. That is a 13-year-old girl. You are a big grown ass adult. And to have people in the comments condoning this, help me. Because you're a mother. I'm not. I don't got no kids.
Let me tell you one thing that I can definitely say. My daughter turned 13 October 26th of last year. I don't give a motherfucking rat's ass what she did in the situation at that time. Because if you put your hands on my child, I am going to fuck you up. Period. I'm going to jail. I'm going to smile in my mugshot and not give two fucks about it. Period. Yes, I will chastise my child. That is for me to do and me to do alone and her dad. You, if that girl didn't listen to you, what you should have did was stuck to protocol, because schools have that.
Yeah, they do.
My mother has been a teacher, private school and public school teacher for several years. The protocol in that situation is for you to send that child out of your classroom, send their butt to the office. Let the principal deal with that bullshit. Have the parents called. You did not have to take your grown ass over to that child, snatch the phone out, which of course, you know how these kids are. It's going to incite some sort of reaction out of them, instigating this type of behavior. Send her out of your class. Then you ain't got to worry about it.
Just that simple. It's just that simple.
But now, you felt as though you had to prove a point.
You're a substitute teacher. You are a substitute teacher.
The phone out of her hand, got the response, and then you made the decision to body slam that 13-year-old little child. She's a child. At your 250, 275 big heavy ass on a fucking desk. Are you crazy? The amount of violence I would put on that man if it was my child. I don't care. Them people in the comments are tripping.
And I was going to go through them, but I'm not, because it's so infuriating.
See, I read through them and I was just like, you're whack, boo, grow up. Like, you obviously are not a parent. And even if you aren't a parent, you obviously are a person that does not have common fucking sense.
Somebody, Shanj Ojan, I worked at a middle school and I left after 2 weeks. The kids' behavior is extremely out of control. I witnessed everything they did, but spat on other students. Left because I'm not about to have a child stand in my face and challenge me when I'm there to help shape you. Word of wisdom. If you do not know that you, exactly what I just said, if you know that you do not have patience for disrespect, do not work in middle or high school. Elementary for me is much better. The behavior of these kids now, Lord help us. So I get it. Some of these kids are bad. They do have fucked up ass morals, and God knows that shit lasts for years after. However, you are the big grown adult. Never on at least this podcast am I ever going to condone some bullshit like that. That is terrible. You're a terrible person, and it's all the more reason why I believe in homeschooling. So, anyways, I know we got places to be, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hit us up at WRTR Radio on Blue Sky. I'm over on TikTok. You know Marcus Smoot and Miss Lyric Capato. So
all the social media platforms except for X, because you know I'm not fucking with that shit.
Nope.
But I'm still on Facebook a little bit.
Yikes.
TikTok is popping. I'm definitely on there every single day because I be shopping too much. Mind your business. Instagram and Snapchat. But other than that, y'all already know the vibes. Lyric Bravado at all my social media platforms I just listed. And don't forget to send your advice stuff to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com.
There you go. Yep. And I guess we'll holler at y'all next time here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Thank y'all again. Thank you, Miss Lyric.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show features work from TikTok creators The Conscious Lee, Ashley the Baroness, Rich Retro, Melody Angel Vids, Chris the Author, Kamala Harris, AGY EIT 143, and Snail Dreams 1. In a time where the voices speaking out are being suppressed, we're using our platform to amplify your voices.